What is going on, guys? We got the last remodel that I did on the week of videos that I did, aka Rock Bounce-a-thon, where I did daily videos. I did a bunch of hill building videos, and I saved one of them because I kind of felt like you guys have seen enough of them. So I kind of saved one, and this is kind of a long one. It is water hazard. It is a complete tear down and rebuild. So it is pretty long, so grab some popcorn, your favorite drink, and enjoy. Also, everybody knows that it is race week, so you got some race prep footage coming. That'll probably be midweek, and you guys have already picked the videos. I put a post up on the community asking what you guys wanted to see from some choices of videos that I already had. So today is obviously water hazard. Then midweek, you're going to have some race prep for race 5. That way all the drivers can know what's coming for this weekend's race. And then Saturday, race day, you guys already picked it, will be the first running video with the 1/6 Rat Rod Jeep. All right, guys, enjoy all the hill building, and I'll see you on the next one. What is going on, guys? We are back down here at the park for some more hill building. We're going to tackle another hill, maybe a couple projects in this video. But today's video, we're going to focus on another hill. And I'll give you a clue. It's one of these three. It's actually two of these three. But we're going to tackle one first. And it's just kind of some maintenance. So the Devil's Staircase is a relatively new hill. If you guys have been following along, then you'll know that that hill used to be over here when this was KV Hill and Devil's Backbone. So Mr. Harold, he doesn't race with us anymore, but he ended up naming that hill, so I kind of kept the name for a little bit, changed it obviously, but all the rocks from that hill moved over here. So this one's kind of a new hill, but the part that I want to attend to is I actually kind of like this hill. This hill's pretty fun. But there's one part up here where you can see where it's kind of getting eroded a little bit. I don't really want to do all that much, honestly. I kind of just want to fill those couple holes in with rocks. But I'm thinking about maybe making this go all the way up, kind of like it used to. The longtime OG drivers will know what I'm talking about. Before this is all dug out, it's dug out like 1.5 feet. So this used to go up a lot higher, and I was kind of thinking about maybe making that do it again, but see what happens. Probably gonna start out on there, and then I'm gonna pick between these two, and we're gonna start over on one of these. Just showed up in my memories today, Facebook memories. Good and true, but it showed up that this day, which was today, the 28th of May. So 28th of May, 4 years ago, is when I built Water Hazard. It was in 2020. So the hill is 4 years old. So either that one's gonna go or Learning Curve's gonna go. Both of these hills were named by drivers. Sorry, but it's time for a change, like I've been saying. Well, there we go. Devil's Staircase, all refreshed. Can't really see the rocks under there, but you saw me put them there. So while I was throwing dirt on that one, as you saw, I threw some dirt on the new hill. Well, goodbye water hazard. Cue the music. It's been a lot of fun. One of my favorite hills right there. Oh, goodbye water hazard. Holy crap, did I forgot how big of rocks I put in there. So you guys get an idea how many rocks really go into a hill. Some of the size of some of these rocks. For those that aren't familiar, I live in New Hampshire, so most of these rocks are all granite, so they're extremely heavy, like that one. I left that one right there, so I figured I'd use it somewhere about there. And I'll have to move them again. Plus all the rocks up here. Some of them are definitely pretty big, pretty heavy. If you guys are wondering, if you were new to the channel and haven't seen this hill in action, this is why it's called water hazard. There's a 55-gallon drum up there for when it's race day, or when I decide to shoot a video or have some fun, get my bouncer all messy. There's water going down the hill. This one too, this one has water too, that's why there's two hoses. There's a hose somewhere under there. But yeah, I just figured I'd show you that in case you guys were wondering. If you're new to the channel and wonder why there's a 55-gallon drum up there, that's why, because they get water, which I gotta fix that, which is part of the reason I'm doing water hazard. And eventually the rest of them are next. So at this point, you guys have watched all of the videos that I've posted about building a park. Hang on, let me make my way down to the bottom. Well, if you guys have watched all the videos, then you've watched me rebuild 3 hills so far. Now we're tearing apart the 4th hill. You're probably wondering, is he gonna stop? Am I gonna redo the whole park? The answer is no. No, I'm not gonna redo the whole park. The only hills that are going to be left after we redo water hazard is going to be Main Mountain. Main Mountain's getting redone, probably completely torn up. Trump's wall is going to stay. Other than that, it's pretty much getting torn up. The tire and concrete section is probably going to get expanded a little bit because I have more tires. As for Step Your Game Up, it's pretty much going to stay the same. I'm probably going to make that 3rd step up almost as big as the first one, so that's something you guys got to look forward to. Other than that, we already kind of touched up Devil's Staircase. Learning Curve is eventually on that list. I don't know if I'm going to get to it this year, maybe. I don't know, we'll see. Kinda after this one, I'm probably gonna take a little bit of break from ripping apart hills. Well, that's what we got so far. Slowly, well, not slowly, fastly running out of rocks down here. Trying to leave all the ones up there. Trying to leave them up there so I leave them alone, so I don't have to carry more rocks up here. I forgot about these ones. I might steal those ones though. But I'm trying to save the flat rocks that are already up here, because I know I'm going to need a bunch of flat rocks for up here, because if I had too many small ones, there's going to be too much grip, and yeah, I'm trying to get rid of that. First time I built water hazard 4 years ago, There was, obviously I had water going down it, but in here, and so it started kind of seeping through the rocks. So I put some concrete on it just to, more as grout. I didn't like coat the whole thing in concrete as you saw the hill, but I used it as kind of like grout to fill in all the little crooks and crannies, just try to get the water to actually go down the hill instead of seeping into it. So this time I'm going to try to use, I'm going to really attempt to not use any concrete at all, but I have a feeling I'm probably going to have to with all the holes and stuff. Obviously I can go back through and fill it in with all the small stuff and brush it down like I normally do, but this is going to be one of the hills that it's going to take a while for it to pack into, because obviously I'm going to be running water down it constantly, so it's going to want to erode away. But this is where we're at so far. Like I said, I'm running out of rocks, so I got to decide if I want to try to make step-ups with the round rocks, which obviously takes a lot more and is a lot harder. Well, it's not really harder, it just takes a lot longer. Or do I want to go search the river and try to go find more rocks? Even though I've already redone 3 hills, and granted I didn't take too much, but I still had to go get some rocks, so I kind of already scoured for the good ones already. So I guess I'm going to go scour the river one more time and see if I can find anything. Whew. Well, as you see, I found some more rocks, because I decided that I really want to continue the rock wedges all the way up. And I'm trying to do them kind of random instead of kind of straight across, like kind of those. I'm trying to do it a little more random. So that's kind of why they're all different ways, make it a little more challenging. I'm going to try to continue that pattern. Well, not really pattern, but that method all the way up, trying to keep it as random as possible. There is a point to eventually I'm going to have to switch over to building kind of like a hill, kind of like that or that, but I'm hoping all those big rocks that I saved up there will fill in a lot of those spots, and it'll also, those big giant surface areas is going to be where everybody loses traction when I start throwing water down this hill. Well, we went on to a job site today and I found some rocks that I wanted, so I asked and took them home. Well, I got my rocks safely down here. So back to day 2, building on the new and improved water hazards. That's gonna be the theme for this one. I'm not really gonna change the name if I haven't said that already, but yeah, I'm gonna throw you guys back on the tripod and we're gonna start stacking some more rocks. Well guys, we made it a little bit further. Definitely starting to run out of rocks now. So we switched over to starting kind of laying them flat-ish. I'm actually kind of leaving different little bumps and stuff sticking out. Trying to make it a little bit different. Still got a little bit ways to go, and I wanted to use as many flat rocks right here as possible, so I ended up using a bunch of my rocks that I wanted to save for up there, because I still have to make, oh, that is horrible. Sorry, let me get out of the sun. So as I was saying, I still gotta make something up here. I gotta make like a rock wedge, and it's easier to use big rocks. That way I could have the hose kind of come out underneath, kind of like I did before, but unfortunately I used all my big rocks down here for that. I'm gonna try to save that last big one for up there, and it's really heavy. So I think we're gonna end up switching over and start using up some of these smaller rocks, not really flat ones, but that's what we're gonna end up using. We don't really need flat ones to do it, but it just makes it like this. Obviously, if you guys have been watching some of my hill building videos, you guys already know that I'm gonna go back with a bunch of small gravel and rocks and stuff and fill in all the little spaces, anything that I can fill in, and brush it all down. And then once we run water down it a couple times, I'll be able to tell if I'm gonna add concrete to it or not. Pretty much the concrete is gonna be not to add traction. It's pretty gonna make so the water actually gets from the top to the bottom without sinking through all the rocks and everything. But that'll take a little bit of time. A lot of water down the hill. We'll definitely do all that. But that's probably where I'm gonna end it for tonight. All right, another day, day 3, I think. So we're gonna set up the camera again and start laying some more rocks. I may have to go get some more. Hopefully not, but I probably am. Well, we pretty much made our way to the top. So now I got to start thinking about how and where I want the water to come out, and also make it so the water doesn't seep below the rocks, which is going to take some time, but that's what I'm working on trying to figure out right now. If I have enough rocks, or if I want to do it a different way, or yeah, just trying to come up with an idea pretty much. Well, as you can see, well, maybe you can't if I get out of the sun. Yeah, it's still horrible. But you can kind of see, actually, if I block the sun, you can see. Re-ran the hose, got it a little deeper, a little further back. And we're obviously going to have to fill a little bit in with concrete. But I got to go find some more rocks. But I got to find a couple, hopefully long and flat, to cover up the hose. And then that'll be the final whip to the top of the hill. Then we can fill all this back in and clean up my ginormous mess. And I'm probably going to put more big giant rocks, kind of like the rest of the hills. I'm going to go grab some rocks and dig some spots for them and fill the rest of this in. That way it stops collapsing. Well, I think I found the last big rocks in like this 500 feet of river. Pretty much scavenged all that I could. Hopefully we're gonna make this work with this little bit. I was trying to get a little bit bigger of a rocks for it being the top, that way the bouncers can't rip the rocks off, but these should be big enough. Well, that's what I came up with. Still gotta go get a bunch of small rocks to fill in all the little holes and gaps. And then brush it down with some dirt. And then I gotta fix my barrel up there because my water spout kind of broke off during the winter. So we're gonna end up going to another day for testing and finishing out the hill. But I'm gonna go grab some small rocks and at least try to brush it down. Try to get an idea of what it's going to look like. Oh, this is going to be so much fun when it starts getting water down it. Those rock ledges look very fun. There's a lot of undercuts in there too. Did that on purpose. You're welcome. And the top section's a little harder because I made it pretty much kind of uneven. I didn't make it as flat as I did before, so it's probably going to throw you every which way, which is kind of why I made the rock wall and put up the other barrier. Try to keep you guys from going everywhere. Hopefully the top section stays together. I might have to do a little bit of work to it, but time will tell. I'm definitely going to have to do a little bit of concrete just to fill in some of the big giant voids and stuff where I know the water is just going to go right underneath the rocks and it won't make its way down the hill. So we're going to fill it in a little bit. Obviously I don't have any concrete, so I'm gonna have to go get that and fix my barrel, and then we can actually test this hill. All right, so it is another day of building on this hill. This is gonna be the last day. Did a little bit off camera, kind of dug the barrel back a little bit further. That way it gets it away from this edge and it stops collapsing on me. But I also took the hose out. Excuse me. Took the hose out for learning curve, so now there's no water to learning curve. But learning curve's gonna get redone anyways eventually. So anyway, last night mixed up some JB Weld, got that all back on there. Last time I kind of cheated and used like freaking epoxy and hot glue, and yeah, it didn't work over winter, so fix that. So now I gotta go grab some water, which is the unfortunate part. I'd really like to get continuous water down one of these hills, but that's a lot of garden hose to try to run it from the river all the way up the hill. Plus then you got to run it far enough down the river to get it go up the hill. As much as I'd like to do that, I'm stuck with the whole 5-gallon buckets. So I'm gonna grab a couple of those, at least enough to get the hill a little wet, and then go grab a bouncer. I'm not going to be putting concrete to this yet, obviously not in this video. Trying to wrap up this video, but there'll definitely probably be some concrete on it come race day towards the end of June. So it'll probably look a little bit different come race day. Well, it is all back up and running. I spent a little bit of time starting to fill in some of the spots that it's washing out because it's a fresh hill. All the loose dirt, but it'll eventually pack in, and I'll add very small amounts of concrete where I have to. Pretty much the little gaps and stuff. I don't want to do anything like I did last time, and I kind of had like a concrete section where the pavers were up there. There was quite a bit of concrete on them just from me trying to fill in the gaps. So I'm going to try to be a little neater this time. Take away some of the grip. Probably put, I don't know, 20-ish gallons in there, minus the little bit that I spilled going up and down the hill each time. But you can see it's slowly making its way down. I threw a bunch of dirt at the top. That way it kind of washes the dirt down, and it'll wash it into some of the cracks and start filling those up. But now I got to decide which bouncer I want to absolutely destroy and get all muddy. I know it'll be some good shots, but man, I just cleaned it. But that's what we're here for. I'll give you those money shots. I'll do it. I'm just waiting for the water to maybe make its way down a little bit further. I don't know if it's going to make it down past that because that's kind of a low spot. And yeah, it's all fresh hill, so it might not make it down all the way. We can be like a little kid and try to help it, but there's not enough water coming down the hill yet. It's still washing all the sand down. But we're gonna go get the bouncer and attack this hill. Wrap up this video finally. I think this is the longest build of the series. Well, if I'm gonna get all muddy, we're at least gonna make it worth it and make the water go all the way to the bottom. At least wash in the whole hill at once. Still got quite a bit of water in there, so it's slowly making its way down to the bottom. Oh, can you guess what bouncer I chose? Yep, we got Blue Dream, only because that's the only one that I have that's waterproof right now. So You guys are on the tripod. We're gonna try it dry or semi-dry at first, just to see if any rocks come flying out or anything like that. And then we'll get you in for some slow-mo and go turn the water on. All right, so here we go. First run up the new hill. Oh yeah, that is going to be fun, and it's not even wet. Oh, I blasted myself with mud. Come on. How did I get up it so easy the first time? Uh-oh. I feel like something just broke. Yep. Something came undone. Lost a screw. Now I gotta go all the way back up there to get a screw. Ugh. I found the one screw I did not put any Loctite on, apparently. Oh, back up we go. Alright, let's try that again. Well, you can definitely say this hill is going to be fun. Be even a lot more funner when there's water going down it. How there used to be a line on either side, yeah, there's no line anymore. And even the bottom side. Well, I guess we're just going to bring you guys up closer before I break it. Hey, how's it going? Guess on that note, I'm going to move you guys back a little bit. So I did get the water flowing, but most of it's going underneath the rock still. I can say it's definitely more fun than the previous water hazard, and far more slippery right now with all the lack of concrete. Like I said, I'm going to try to not use as much concrete as possible. Try to keep it as natural as possible. But as you see, the water's pretty much disappearing there and coming out over there. So we got to get some rain and let all the hills kind of settle in. Then we'll be able to come back and really give it a test. But that was definitely pretty fun. My front locker is, well, I should say my front bevel gear and pinion is still not very happy, but I'm kind of waiting for it to break. Oh, now I gotta go clean it all off. Alright guys, that is gonna do it for this one. We finally made it up. That hill is definitely gonna be a lot of fun once it is all settled in and everything. Thank you guys so much. If you guys have been watching every single video, thank you so much. Thank you even more if you like and comment. Till next time, I'll see you on the next one.